And good morning to every one of you out there. Now, it may not be that show where all the women are available, but hey, we promise it's going to be the same wonderful experience for you all the same.
Excellent morning to you guys. That is Mazino's way of saying, oh, I'm so happy and glad to be in your presence.
Well,
right? We take it.
Tell me one guy who wouldn't like to be here right now, this moment, and I'll show you a liar. But it's all good. I like being here with you guys.
I mean, it's Wednesday, and it's meant to be Wonder Woman Wednesday. I think next time you're on this show, you actually have a wig on. I promise you that.
Ooh, I think that would look rather good. After all, Bobby tried it out only just past weekend. He was all right. So, hey, by the way, let's straddle on into the kitchen now and find out what's happening in there with MM. Good morning to you.
Good morning. I sound like an alarm clock right now. Good morning, guys. How are you doing? And yes, this is Chef Sokar. Hi. Hi. I really like your name, by the way.
Thank you.
She's Sokar. Lovely name, lovely name. All right, guys, what's going on?
Well, hey, we are just chilling and waiting for this hump of the week to be over. Woke up very late
today. I can see it in your eyes, Mazzy.
Really didn't feel like coming to work. But the thought of you guys, spending time with you guys, actually prodded me on. So, hey, here I am. So let's already get the ball rolling already. Now, it could never just be the two of us here. That's you and I. But, hey, we have, well, the adorable set of everybody that's coming on the show. We'll be letting you know exactly who's going to be on here. So let's do this already, shall we, Winfrey?
Definitely, definitely. And of course, all we're about to say, I mean, it's a beautiful morning. And of course, make sure you do join the conversation and watch the show and connect on all our social media handles at TVC Connect. And do not forget to download the app. You want to tell them that?
Yes, indeed, I will. You can do that. We are on Apple iOS. So feel free to do that also on Android. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And my name is Winfrey Daniel Okolo.
Remember to use the hashtag when you're sending us in comments. You want to use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC and keep us with you on YouTube and also get on Facebook to follow us as the show progresses live. It's a premium breakfast show. The kitchen is central. We're going to have plenty of that. I will be in the kitchen today and you guys are going to have plenty of fun while we're doing that. So let's see now. What do we have for the show for a Wednesday here? We're going to be doing a very interesting one this morning as we will be talking with our relationship expert, if I'm not mistaken. So you guys stay on for that one. We'll give you the information on that one really soon as we have Tolu Afonja on, a certified investigative, a life relationship and marriage coach and a master practitioner of neuro-linguistics programming. She will be discussing ways to build confidence in your relationship.
And then on nutrition, where we'll be discussing about diabetes, right? We're talking about diabetes care with registered nutritionist Folashade Babatunde. She is the founder of Persera Nutrition, which aims to help individuals build better relationships with food. All right.
Of course, we like nothing more than to celebrate with you guys on your very special day. So we'll be giving some massive birthday shout-outs to some celebrants here today. Ladies will take care of that when you guys are in for quite the show. Call a friend to call a friend.
And right after that, we'll bring you musical performance from Michael Oluwaseyi, also known as Say Beth. He came to our attention with his single, Now We Miss You, which was a tribute to Da Green. And now he's back with another one, Giveaway.
And also to join us for a chat is stand-up comedian, looking forward to this one, singer and also all-round multi-talented personality, KennyBlaq. He's set to release his first ever comedy special on Netflix. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be today. We're going to talk about that one and his foray through the comedy industry. He's come up pretty fast, if you ask me.
They can't go put red cloth on top of their bob.
KennyBlaq, can't wait to have him on. Very, very talented comedian, if you ask me. And I love what he does with music and also social issues and stuff like that. Ladies, you guys are looking beautiful. Thank you for the Mazina sandwich on today.
You just had to slide that in.
Okay, Daniel Kulu.
Anyways, guys, so yesterday I had a subtle argument.
Okay, you're always in arguments, MM.
Whatever,
subtle, hard,
whatever.
fire.
Can I just get right to it?
Cool, go ahead.
Yes, anyways, The conversation was about, okay, well, we're listening to a radio show, and the question was, so the lady called in asking if she should tell her sister that she had been in a series of flings with her sister's fiance. Yeah. And then the person beside me was like, well, as long as they're not married, they're still single, so they are still allowed to, you know, meet other people or see other people, so she shouldn't. And now, it also poses the question, relationship dating, they're not the same. People should not mix them up.
I don't know. What do you think, real quick?
I don't even know. I'm still trying to process where should top. I don't know. I think before they get married, eventually it's necessary. Should definitely mention it.
All right.
Well, I'll tell you guys what I think about that one eventually as the show progresses. But let's do the weather, and then we'll come back for the news. We'll be right back. To stay tuned.
You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria, and it's time for the news. A second witness has testified for the Lagos state government in the trial over the murder of the chief executive officer of Super TV, Usifo Ataga. The case is before Justice Yetunde Adesanya of the High Court sitting at the Tafawa Balewa Square Annex. On Tuesday, the Director of Public Prosecution, Olayinka Adeyemi, led in evidence the security guard at the Airbnb apartment in Lekki Phase 1, where Mr. Usifo was murdered. Abubakar Mohammed told the court that Chidinma first lodged in the studio apartment on Sunday, June 13, 2021, between the hours of 5:30 to 6:30 p.m., after she had concluded negotiations with the owner of the building, Nkechi Umogo. The deceased reportedly arrived later that night in his SUV. According to the witness, Chidinma left the compound at about 8 p.m. on Tuesday and never returned. On Wednesday, he said he was alerted by the cleaner that the door to the flat was open, and when he went to check inside, he saw Mr. Ataga lying on the floor and looking lifeless. The witness added that the police were later invited and came to evacuate the corpse. Further hearing continues on November 17th. And outside Nigeria, the European Union agreed on Monday to step up sanctions against Belarus, which denounced as absurd Western accusations that it was driving a migrant crisis that has left thousands of people stranded in freezing forests of its borders with the EU. The Western Bloc is seeking to stop what it says is a policy by Belarus to push migrants towards it in revenge for earlier sanctions over a crackdown on protests last year against veteran leader Alexander Lukashenko's contested re-election. Migrants, mostly from Iraq and Afghanistan, began appearing on Belarus land borders with the EU this year, trying to cross into member states Lithuania, Latvia, and Poland via routes not used before. The top EU diplomat, Josep Borrell, said a fifth package of sanctions had been agreed by EU foreign ministers and would be finalized in the coming days. Let's tell you that the Lagos state government is expected to make public the reports of the Judicial Panel of Inquiry on restitution for victims of SARS-related abuses and other matters within the next 2 weeks. Few hours after the panel presented the reports of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu at the Government House, a 309-page document focusing on the panel's proceedings as relates to the incidents of the October 20th in Lekki Tollgate came to the media. Section 3A of the panel's findings, as contained in the document, concluded that there is no justification behind the deployment of its soldiers and officers to Lekki Tollgate in particular, when there was no violence reported there instead of the other critical areas. It holds that the deployment of the army at Lekki Tollgate on the 20th of October 2020 in the absence of any reported violence was totally unwarranted. Section 10A described the incident as massacre. According to the report, the atrocious maiming and killing of unarmed, helpless, and unresisting protesters while sitting on the floor and waving their Nigerian flag while singing the national anthem can be equated to a massacre in context. And that's it for the news for this morning. And it's time for sports. Mazino, over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Winfrey. Let's do sports now for a Wednesday hump of the week, shall we? My name is Mazino Appeal. Now, Man City prosecutors in England have slammed Manchester City defender Benjamin Mendy with 2 more charges of rape. Mendy is to appear at the Stockport Magistrate Court on Wednesday. The 27-year-old footballer, who remains in custody, is now facing 6 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault. The charges relate to 4 complaints over the past couple of months between people ages 16 and are also alleged to have taken place between October 2020 and August 2021. The France international has played for last season's Premier League champions Manchester City since 2017 when he joined from Monaco for a reported $52 million. In boxing now, Anthony Joshua will get his opportunity to take revenge on Alexander Usyk within the opening months of 2022, according to Joshua's promoter, Eddie Hearn. Now, the pair met at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium 2 months ago, and it was Usyk who emerged triumphant by a unanimous decision to claim the UBA, UBO, and IBF belts. The defeat ended Joshua's hopes of facing Tyson Fury for a shot at becoming the heavyweight champion. Hearn has previously explained that Joshua was angry over his defeat and wanted to bash up Usyk in his second meeting. And that's as much as we can take for sports. Do stay tuned. We have more coming your way for Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back, people. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria. Now it's time for us to review the newspaper headlines. Making the headlines on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, we have U.S. to Lagos federal government act on NSAS panel reports, and panel submissions will accelerate process of justice accountability, says UN Rep. And Amnesty International Huriwa PDP demand justice. We are suing Buhari, says Serap. And there we have other stories to follow the NSAS panel report. And also here, Unilorin expels 400-level student who beat lecturer to stupor. And you can find that story on page 26 of the newspaper. Killings in Sokoto by bandits, needless violence, says Buhari. And 25-year-old lady, 5 others jailed 141 years for drug trafficking in Edo, Ogun. And that's it, and more stories on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune. Next up, we head over to the Punch newspaper. Making the headlines here, still on the NSAS report. Federal government lists loophole, UN-US orders demand sanctions. And at the bottom of the paper here, 5 dead, 15 vehicles destroyed as phone call triggers Lagos gas explosion. And that's a pretty sad one there. Also here we have terminates Ilorin Kaba Road contract award to Dangote, says ex-rep. And also here we have 300 monarchs backing Tinubu for 2023 presidency, says campaign coordinator. And finally here we appealed case of Nigerian girl wrongly jailed in Côte d'Ivoire, says federal government. And that's it on the front page of the Punch newspaper. On The Guardian, we have still on the NSAS, making the headlines here. Hashtag NSAS panel reports. UN-US Falano demand accountability. And make at the top of the paper here, court rules on suit seeking Soludo's disqualification November 30th. And finally, Justice Odili Wike demands immediate prosecution of invaders. And that's it on the newspaper review. Next up, we have fitness.
Hi guys, good morning. My name is Uche Obasi. I'm a certified personal trainer with iFitness. Today I'm walking you through a body tone split. Very easy and very effective. You can do it at home or at the gym. All right, let's get started. So our first program for today is called Squat and Reach. You're going to need a pair of dumbbells or water bottle, whatever you have. So place the dumbbells on your shoulders. Let your feet stance be wider than hip width apart and your toes pointing outwards. Send your hips down. As soon as you come up, press up. We're going to be performing this for repetitions. So this is 2, 3. Make sure you're breathing. 4, 5. Ooh. Our next program is called Inchworm into Push-Ups. So the starting position is standing tall. I like to tap my knees and my toes and walk out into a high plank. Push up and then crawl back up. That's 2. 3. 4. Make sure you're breathing. 5. So you have what's called bent over rows. We're going to be performing this 12 times, 4 sets. So you're going to grab a pair of kettlebells and place them outside your feet. Grab them, stand up tall, hinge from your hips, and bring your elbows backwards. A half repetitions. This is 6. Make sure to keep your elbows by your sides. You don't want your elbows flared out. 10, 11, and 12. So for our last program, we have bird dogs. This is going to be done on the floor. So to start, you're in a tabletop position. Make sure your wrist is underneath your shoulder and your knees are underneath your hips. Okay, so let's get started. So 1. So you lift your hands first and then your foot follows. And they're alternate. So right hand coming up means left leg is coming up. That's 3. And 4. Make sure to engage your core while doing this. 5. So we're done, guys. 5 routines, very effective, very easy to do. Make sure to hydrate and stretch. Thank you.
All right, welcome to what used to be the Mazzino sandwich, but it's okay. We'll do a sub this time. Ladies and ladies. We were talking about something from there before about this relationship thingamajig and the lady who was talking about the fact that she was in other affairs inside of a courtship. Yeah? And whether she should tell her husband.
No, she should tell her sister.
Should she tell her sister?
Yeah, she should tell her sister that she's been involved with her sister's
What does a
fiancé.
sister have to do with this? She doesn't have to tell her sister anything. Don't bring anybody else inside of your mess. It's already a mess with your partner. So why bring other people inside of it?
I don't know. She was involved with her sister's fiancé. Mazzino, listen.
Oh my goodness.
It's quite slow today.
Sorry.
Not a snail.
Totally different story, this one. Totally different. Okay, so
let me say it again. Sister has been involved with her sister's fiancé. And now that they're about to get married, he's asking, should I tell my sister that, oh, okay, I've been involved with your fiancé in the past? And also...
In the past, not during their courtship.
In the past.
Okay.
Was it
because they just recently got engaged. They just recently got engaged.
Was it when they were dating?
Yes, while they were in a relationship. Yes. Okay. And then sister also knows that her sister's fiancé has also been involved with other women as well. Yes.
Okay.
So now she's in a fix. That actually, like I said, we were talking about it, and then we got into that conversation
I think I understand the dilemma.
Exactly. So we got into that conversation where, okay, well, the fiancé doesn't need to know. A friend of mine said a fiancé doesn't need to know because, I mean, they were dating. So, that was dating stage. And during the dating stage, you're free to see anybody. And I'm like, but you need to make those terms clear before you get into a relationship. Are you in a relationship or are you dating? Because some people believe that until you're married, you're free to see whoever you want to.
Here. First issue that I see is that the sister knows that her sister's fiancé is a very...
randy person,
loose person. Yeah. And that, for me, is the main thing. I think she should let her sister know that, hey, this is how I found out I was in a relationship with him or a fling with him. And from there, I know that this and this and this. I think her sister would actually respect her more and love her more for the car crash that's about to happen.
They're getting married in like 2 months.
You better stop it.
It doesn't matter. More reason why you should stop it. Because I think, if nothing, I don't think this is someone your sister wants to get married to.
This is your family.
You're permanently going to be in that situation. Why would you want your sister to go? What did she do to you?
Yeah.
Why are you so wicked?
Yeah, but you know that people see relationships differently. People, because we are coming of that age where people are beginning to see these things differently. So, I mean, you'd be in a space where you'd see a husband and wife in the same space with someone that the husband or the wife has been involved with sexually.
I don't know. I
understand that, but that's a totally different instance.
I feel taking a marriage to, taking a relationship, right, to the next level, which is marriage. I feel anything, if it's
that
not
might be a problem.
Exactly, that might be a problem. Should be
addressed right at the start.
Except is probably something. Maybe the marriage is not meant to be exclusive, or you have some other sort of agreement, or some other idea why you're getting married, aside being together because you feel this is the one. Do you get? I feel we probably should have that day. I think I did. It's not a matter of I think. Right? Okay, the day we're like, you know what, today we're not judging anybody. We're about to take this step.
Let's
just come out and let's bear it all and have this conversation. What have you done? Tell me. Now is the window where I would get angry.
That is very, very key. That is actually the cake right there.
Yeah. So now the question is, until you get married, do you believe in the until you get married, you're free to see other
single
people?
Until married.
Ask her.
No, I should ask you, because you have a guy here.
Okay, so...
You guys have a different,
No, we don't.
How you
so
view
I will say that perhaps maybe it's something that is maturity is a factor here. I might have had a different disposition when I was younger, but the older I got, the more...
What was it and what
it was and what it is now, especially... And also society also has a big part to play in that. But
it was a question I asked you. What was your disposition and what is it now?
My disposition before.
Slithering around.
I don't like to see you ladies do. You guys push my rump behind and push me up against the wall. But the thing is this here.
Still the answer to the question.
If it becomes sexual, it's
That's all we're
also
talking
a
about.
big factor. People can be in relationships and not be sexual. If you're in different relationships and it's not sexual.
Is it a sibling relationship?
I don't know. There are people who don't
work relationship.
What? No, come on now. You don't
yours?
have to be sexual inside of a courtship. There are people who have gotten married, myself, who've gotten married without, being sexual.
All right. So Mazino didn't answer this question, by the way. But then would like to ask you.
Thank you, Jesus.
What do you think? Do you think one is single until they are married? We'd like to hear your thoughts on all our social media platforms at TVC Connect, guys. Drop them in.
I'm happy we ran out of time.
We'll catch you.
Oh, literally, definitely catch you.
It's all good, and you are welcome inside of the kitchen here for a Wednesday edition. Like I said, blessed am I amongst women because we have Chef Soka in the building here today, who is a full 6 inches shorter today because she's not wearing heels. I was hoping that she was going to be that tall, but it's all good. Welcome, Soka. So what are we doing today?
We're making ukwa.
Ukwa?
Yes.
Ukwa is that seed?
Yes.
What exactly is it?
It's African breadfruit seed.
Breadfruit?
Yes.
So it comes from a berry, or I don't know. I've never seen where it comes from. Can I eat it raw?
They roast it first, actually.
Oh, okay.
They roast it to eat it.
Okay.
You can eat it palm kernel.
I can see that we have also some dried fish in there, and we have some yam on the table here. Ukwa. It tastes horrible. Oh, Jesus. Why didn't you warn me? Jeez, you should have warned me.
See, please. Ukwa is meant for royalty. Maybe you knew that you were not royalty.
Okay. So what part of the country is it from?
It's for Igbo people.
Igbo people, okay. You have a theme where everything you do is very, very indigenous.
Yes.
Yeah, so is that your thing? Is that what you set out to do?
Yes, Igbo dishes.
Igbo dishes.
Yes.
And it's very, very outside of when they look at you, they're like, she's going to go for some continental kind of thing.
These are proper Igbo.
Okay. So from here on now, we're going to do the rest of the show in Igbo. So explain to us in Igbo.
That's the one that I cannot do.
We're going to show you guys the menu again so you know exactly what you need to prepare ukwa today, which is going to be, well, you could serve it for breakfast or for anything, I guess.
Yeah.
You need a bit of salt, yam, ukwa, dry fish, some palm oil, fresh pepper, and also seasoning cube. It's that simple. How long will it take us to put everything together, do you think?
It depends.
Okay.
Ukwa takes a bit of the time to cook, sometimes more than beans.
Really?
Yes.
Because it is rather hard, actually.
Yes, so it takes some time. Some species cook faster than the other.
Okay, all right.
So about an hour, 2 hours.
Well,
Pro tip, some people add potash to their ukwa to make it cook faster.
potash is a chemical. It's a rock, isn't it?
Yeah. Incha or potash, yes.
Does that count?
Account.
Count.
Yes.
Okay. So that makes it cook faster.
Faster, yes.
Okay. Count.
Account.
No, some people call it count. I know it as count. My mother used to call it count.
Okay.
Maybe you call it account.
Account, yeah.
We also have a huge tube of yam.
Yam.
How much was this one, by the way? Because it's not very expensive.
It is. It was 1,000, I think.
Are you serious?
Yes.
1,000. Wow, things are getting really expensive. Okay,
Yep.
so how are we going to begin this morning? We also have some pepper in there, and this
Yes,
is just
fresh pepper.
Fresh pepper,
Yeah,
not
just
blended to puree, but I
Yeah.
can see the seeds are still in there. Is
Yes.
that intentional?
Yes, that was
Right.
intentional.
So from what I can see right off the bat, is that we're making a sauce for this, or are we making a porridge type of
We're
thing?
making a porridge.
Oh, so everything's going to be together.
Yes, except the fish will be made separately.
Okay, and that is some dried fish, like they dried the out of that one. All right, so how do we start? What are we doing first?
Okay, we have to cook. So I already boiled
Boiled our...
ukwa so that we don't sleep here.
Okay. And...
So, okay, I need to put on
all right, I'll
the
help you do
gas.
that.
Thank
It's
you.
Very, very easy. I always like to help with the fire because that's a man's job, getting the fire done. Like in
Thank you.
past times.
So
All right.
this will be cooking,
Okay.
and then we have to start boiling the yam.
Okay, let me get you a knife.
Thank you.
Which would you like, a big one or a small one?
Big one.
Big one, good.
Thank you.
Grand. So, this is not going to be too hard for the beginner who's just starting to cook, is it? Because
No, it's not.
I'm very new to cooking. So it's not a difficult dish to cook, do you think?
It's not. It
It's
just
not at all.
takes
Okay.
time, that's all.
So if you're out there wondering whether it's going to be easy for you to cook this weekend or coming, I think it will be because I'm going to be trying it out myself. Tell you guys what, let's move over to the couch with and find out what's going on in there because I think we have some very interesting discussion dialed up for you. We'll be back to tell you what's going on inside of the kitchen as we progress.
Thank you very much, Ms. Zeno. Now it's time for some relationship discussion with Tolu Afonja. She is a certified integrative life relationship and marriage coach and a master practitioner of neurolinguistic programming. And today we'll be discussing ways to build confidence in your relationship. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get right to it. You've been on this confidence journey since the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
Why is confidence so important in a relationship? So, because in this case, we're not talking important elements like communication, commitment, loyalty, trust. Confidence, why?
So confidence has to do with really yourself, relationship with yourself before you talk about relationship with other people.
Yeah.
So the first relationship that you need to be particular about is the relationship with yourself. And like every other thing, communication, your life goals, your desires, your confidence, your career, everything first has to do with yourself.
Okay.
And it is what you project within yourself that you project out.
So the next person, yeah.
So when we talk about confidence, we're looking at, it's very important because it even affects the communication we're talking about. It affects your career. It affects every other area of life.
Okay.
So it is that soft inner, what do I call it? That soft inner energy that we also need to drive ourselves in life.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into talking points that one needs to look out for in building that self-confidence, there are people who are just dependent on other people. They need people to survive. They need people to thrive. They need people. They need people. They need to be able to draw that energy from other people. So in such a situation, does that in any way come from a place of lack of self-confidence in an individual?
So you see, when we talk about self-confidence is the way you see your skills, your abilities, and, making decisions and all. But when we talk about self-esteem, self-esteem is what I will say that is fundamental to your attachment styles.
Okay.
With how you leech on people or how secure you are in yourself. And it has to do with how you first perceive yourself. And it is the perception of yourself that determines how you perceive others and how you relate with others. Most times we use the two words interchangeably, self-esteem and self-confidence. Well, they are connected. But then again, your insecurities in yourself would come out in your being attaching to others and feeling that you can't thrive without others. Person. Of course, yes, as human beings, because we're social beings, we will still need that network. But how secure are we in ourselves to be able to have a thriving network, and for people not to feel that you're just sapping energy from them,
from other people.
Yes.
Now let's just get right into the things that we need, factors that could build self-confidence or that could build confidence in a relationship.
Well, so the first thing is make sense of your life up until now. What's your life story? A lot of people... Now
you're talking not as a couple, but as individuals.
As an individual, because it's the individual that goes into the relationship. So I'm going to talk about both ways, okay? So, but for the individual first, it is about making sense of your life story up until now. Your life experiences, what has been your experience, and how can you change the narrative, especially with negative experiences that you may have gone through. Because that is what you will carry, into the relationship, and that's how you project yourself in the relationship. And the second thing will be get clear in terms of what is it that you are looking forward to in your relationship. What does confidence look like in your relationship? What are the things that you would see, feel, hear happening in that relationship for you to determine, that confidence exists in my relationship. When we talk about confidence in a relationship, what it may mean for me in terms of the tangible activities may be different from what you may want to see in your own relationship. So get clear on that. And then thirdly, it will be able to communicate your needs, in your relationship. So communicate your needs, your wants, your desires, where you know that you need to work on. It's also part of communication, that, I've noticed one or two things in this relationship. I am committed to doing one or two things extra. What are you committed to doing? It's also being able to assess your relationship at every point in time. So get real. Where are you now? What do you need to stop doing? What do you need to start doing? What do you need to continue doing? And what do you really need to get rid of? But without that assessment, you won't be able to, put in those places. But then you also need confidence to be able to do that assessment and be real with yourself, so that you're able to know how to communicate with your partner. You're able to understand the boundaries that you have in the relationship. You're able to communicate those healthy boundaries and respect those boundaries because you are confident in yourself and you're also confident in your partner.
Okay, before we wrap this up quickly, I would like to know, what are the signs to look out for in a relationship that lacks confidence? Because apparently it's an important element in a relationship. So what are the signs to look out for? That, this relationship lacks confidence. What can I do when I am recognized those signs?
So one major thing that you look at is aggression. Because aggression is something that is used to cover up, is an extreme in covering up confidence in the relationship. So when someone lacks self-confidence, because you don't want to project, because you don't want to be seen to be weak like that, so you come out to the extreme and you're aggressive. The other thing, and so it comes along those lines of, being aggressive and all. Another thing will be the other extreme, which is just being passive. Not being able to communicate your needs. You have it on the inside of you. You feel bad. You feel neglected. You feel neglected. But there's just something, maybe your beliefs about yourself or the beliefs about the other person. Or you feel that if I say this thing, this person will run away. And because you already have an insecure sense of being, of self, and you feel that you must attach there's something called the love addiction. So you must attach to people. You know, you don't want this person to get out of your space, and then you're not able to communicate your wants and your needs. All right. Another thing with regards to self-confidence is because of the way you see yourself, because of the way you are, you're not able to you're not able to feel that energy, the vibes, even in the things you do, you know, your activities, your work and all, you're just laid back. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tolu, for, I mean, this has been quite insightful, I must say, and thanks for bringing this to our knowledge. I mean, whoever thought that confidence is an important element or a tool in a relationship, in which a relationship needs to thrive. We have to go now. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Welcome back. We're about to talk nutrition now. And of course, today we'll be talking about access to diabetes care with registered dietitian, nutritionist Folashade Babatunde. She is the founder of Persera Nutrition, which aims to help individuals build a better relationship with food. Welcome to the show. Good morning. I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm very well too.
Okay, so now I know diabetes is a word we actually hear quite often because I think I was reading something. I realized over 500 million people have diabetes in the world, and I feel that's a whole that's a large number.
Yes.
Right. So we're talking about access to diabetes care, which was actually the theme of the World Diabetes Day that was on Sunday. So now, from the point of nutrition, what would you advise us to do?
Okay, so fortunately Sunday was World Diabetes Day, and then we realized that after almost 100 years of insulin invention, we still realize that a lot of people can't even access health care. We have so many factors, economic factors, and in Nigeria it's even very worse. And so and another key factor to diabetes care is that nutrition is a very, very important part of diabetes management care. Yeah. And many people don't pay attention to that part of diabetes. And unfortunately, even if you're using the medical treatment, it's still very important that you pay attention to nutrition, to have to be able to attain better blood sugar control. Okay. And so I just want to say that nutrition is very key.
It is.
Yeah, and then there are so many misconceptions about what exactly you should even do if you have diabetes, and then you have with your diet, right? Some people tell you don't eat this, don't eat that, and so many
so
don't eat.
I was actually going to ask, right? I know some it's hereditary. Some people say diabetes is hereditary, right? However, I know nutrition is a major factor when it comes to it. So nutrition is so how can we avoid getting diabetes, starting from there?
Yes. Yeah. So nutrition is very key in the prevention, and of course very key in the management of diabetes. And so there are different factors, risk factors. Hereditary is one. Being overweight is another. When you're overweight or obese, that's another factor. Yeah. When you have high blood pressure, it also puts you at risk. When you have what we call PCOS, the polycystic ovary syndrome, it also puts you at risk. And then when you have diabetes while you're pregnant, yes. So this is you didn't have it before, but then while in pregnancy you were diagnosed with diabetes. It's called gestational diabetes, and so that also puts you at risk. And so, but then to prevent it, lifestyle and your diet is two important things.
Are there particular things we should or should not be eating?
Yes, also looking at your diet, for example, you want to ensure that you're eating enough fruits and vegetables. For example, you're paying more attention to adding whole grains. You're watching your portions. So a lot of times, I think we Nigerians, we eat even more than what our body requires.
Yeah, true.
Then we have the consumption of unhealthy food, unhealthy fats, excess sugar, and all of this puts you at risk of gaining excess weight. And then when you are overweight, you have the risk of becoming diabetes. We also have a situation where people live sedentary lifestyle. They are not so active. They don't do exercise. And so exercise has also been shown to help prevent the risk of developing diabetes. Okay. And so these are some of the things that people can begin to do. Pay attention to your diet, ensure that you are consuming enough fruits and vegetables. Avoid excess fat, sugary drinks. You have so many of them, and it seems that's just a convenient thing a lot of people want to do. You're going for the junk food. You try to avoid a lot of that, and then
okay, so I just want to clarify something from what you said now, right? So I think there's a misconception, but correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Some people believe that, fine, you can get diabetes from eating a lot of sugar. And people think, okay, fine, it's direct sugar. So once I don't eat sugar, I cannot have it if I don't have it in my lineage, you understand? So what is sugar only it, or other foods that happen to like translate and convert to sugar or glucose after it's eaten?
So it's one of the myths that sugar causes diabetes. However, sugar doesn't cause diabetes.
Okay, yeah.
Right? What causes diabetes is the fact that the organ that produces insulin is not producing enough. Insulin is the hormone that helps you regulate your blood sugar. And so when it's not producing enough insulin, or it's not producing insulin at all, then it leads to diabetes. And then we have the type 1, which is no insulin at all. And then type 2, you're not producing enough insulin.
Okay.
But where sugar can lead to you having diabetes, when you're consuming excess sugar, which can lead to you being overweight. And then when you're overweight, of course, you have the risk factor of developing diabetes. And so that's it. And saying that all the food we eat, for example, all the carbohydrate food we eat end up yes, to glucose, right?
Glucose,
so whether you're eating eba, or you're eating yam, or you're eating rice, everything. But then what we advise is that for the refined sugars, try as much as possible to limit, because they provide you with little or no nutritional value, right? So try to limit that. It's not that you can't even eat sugar, but then how much should you eat? For example, what is recommended is that for adult women, you consume about 25 grams of sugar. That's about 6 teaspoons. And then a bottle of soft drink contains even way more than that, right? And then you will still eat that with biscuit or something else, and look at what you're consuming in total. So it's not like you can't take sugar, but how much should you take, and you need to pay attention. Then also the overall diet. Are you eating enough fruits? Are you eating enough vegetables? Are you consuming nutrient-rich foods that can help you, reduce the risk of diabetes?
Okay, so now we've spoken about, preventing. Now let's talk about maintaining, how nutrition assists us in maintaining diabetes. Or maintaining, you should understand what I'm trying to say. Exactly. Oh yeah, so help us with that one.
Here, nutrition plays a great role. Number one, your nutrition is to help you maintain your health and also to prevent or delay the development of complications of diabetes. And so when it comes to this, a lot of people say don't eat it, but you can. There are several things you can eat. You can eat your rice, you can eat your yam, but then you need to pay attention to the portion sizes of this food. There's something we'll call carbohydrate counting. How much, we know carbohydrates is a major nutrient of concern when it comes to diabetes. How much should you eat per meal, and how much should you eat in a day? And there's we know a lot of people say, oh, special diet, this is, eat this, eat that. But at the end of the day, how much carbohydrate are you consuming in your food? What are you also adding to it? So you're paying attention to the portion sizes. You're adding healthy, protein, and also healthy fat, just to ensure that the carbohydrate there is well controlled. Yes.
Thank you so much. I've learned so much by just this few minutes. I have more questions, but we have to go now. Thank you so much. Definitely looking forward to having you again next week. So Wake Up Nigeria is here to literally, in fact, give you everything you need and even more. So make sure you do not touch that dial. We'll be right back with more.
Yes, indeed, and that more is right here inside of the kitchen. You guys are welcome. Let's check on our progress with our Ukwa. Yeah, I noticed that it looks a lot like oat.
Well, kind of.
That's something that I'm very used to. Yeah, I don't know if it
doesn't taste anything like
It's totally different, yeah?
Yes.
But much better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's been happening since we've got our Ukwa in doing very nicely, and of course our yam is boiling, and also our fish is softening in there, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, is that on?
Yes,
it is on. So everything's coming to a very nice ripe piece, and I don't know how we're going to apply these ones later, but I'm sure you guys are going to get to find out. You want to tell us exactly?
It's just for
when is the palm oil going in and where?
In a bit. I just want the ukwa to be really soft.
Okay, all right, nice.
Then we'll add it and mix it together.
Fine. So while you guys were away, we were actually talking about that she does this for a living. Yes, this is what Suka does for a living, and it's amazing that she, can buy a Benz from doing this. By the way, just in case you want to know what the ingredients are, we're going to show that on your screens just now. You're going to need some salt yam, ukwa, got that right this time, dry fish and palm oil, some fresh pepper, and also seasoned in cubes. They're very easy items, very easy ingredients for you to get. And hey, boom, and you are with your food when you're done. By the way, we'd like to remind you guys that we have something coming up in December. It's our cookout. And for the cookout, we are bringing you guys even closer to Wake Up Nigeria. We're asking you to come on and show us your skills, your expertise, what you can do inside of the kitchen. Let's have a competition and perhaps give you guys the opportunity to win some fantastic gifts. Yes, it's a competition and you get to win. To enter, all you need to do is simply send us a video of you doing your thing inside of the kitchen, whatever it is you're cooking, maybe some ukwa or something, I don't know, whatever stylish forms you want to use to do so, do it, send it in, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC, would like to see that, and then we are going to be inviting you to the cookout in December, and perhaps maybe you could win. Are you going to come?
Yes, definitely.
You will? All right, so you might just be competing with Chef Soka here. Smooth by Soka is her handle.
Smooth by Soka Native.
Smooth by Soka Native. Everything is native.
Yes.
Right? So real quick, where are we? Where are we going when we come back the next time?
We're just waiting for this to be done, and we're about to mix all these into the ukwa.
Okay, fantastic. And then we'll have our porridge, and we'll be ready to go. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more inside of Wake Up Nigeria.
Birds fly without thinking about this. They just spread their wings and fly away.
I guess it's the same with us here.
I
We
feel like
just
a
do this
bird.
without thinking. It's very natural. Just, take pleasure in being here every single morning. Easy as it can be. I mean, which, of course, is our lot in life since we chose it when we were younger. We didn't have a choice after that. But after a whole hour of magic, we've got more coming your way.
Definitely, it's not all gloom. We still have 4 to 5 minutes to make you feel super good about life in general. But please note that we take off once the second,
Hour,
once
yeah?
the hour strikes 7,
Yeah.
right? So make sure you are right in front of your set and you start with us.
Yeah, there's no point starting at 8 o'clock, but we appreciate that you still came.
Yeah.
Anyhow, to join the party. Please, how is it going with my ukwa? Sorry, mine and Chef Soka's
I don't
ukwa.
understand. So because you're in the kitchen, you think it's yours, darling. Some of us
Absolutely,
haven't tasted
baby.
this meal before. I can't wait to dig in when it's ready. Anyway, Soka's been hard at work. Everything's looking pretty nicely, looking really good over there. We have our yam cooking, and we have our ukwa cooking as well. Oh, that looks good. Is that beans?
No, it's ukwa.
It's ukwa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Guys, Mazino, you're not coming to this kitchen again, just so you know.
Oh.
The kitchen is central to us and what we do here, and we definitely want you to be a part of that, right?
Yeah.
So now we have an opportunity for one lucky viewer to come in each week on Fridays to actually test our meals that are made here by the chef.
Yeah, we call it the Taster of the Week. So all you need to do on that one is simply just send us in a reference to any of the kitchen experiences inside of the show from throughout the entire week. Something that stood out that you like, send it in. Say, hey, I like the way Mazzino was looking in the kitchen, like as if he was really busy, but we know he wasn't doing anything. That could win you a place as the Taster of the Week first week. Anyhow, could be you, so send them in. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Connect with us on that one as well. We'll be reading all of your comments as you watch all the segments that we have coming your way.
Welcome once again to this feel-good family breakfast show. My name is Winfrey Daniel Colo.
Oneze. Did I get that right? That's her native.
Oneze.
And my name
Take it
is
down.
Mazzino Appeal. Can't get any more native than that. The show is live on tvcentertainment.tv and also on Facebook. You want to, watch it there just in case you want to move around, and also use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC like we said from before.
Of course, keep up to date. I mean, on YouTube, as he said, of course, download the app on both the Android and iOS stores for unrestricted access to the station's premium show.
Yes, indeed. So we still have fantastic things coming here on this morning show, starting with something we really love doing. We love nothing more than celebrating you guys on your very special dates, and of course, birthdays are such dates. So there will be a birthday shout out coming your way to everybody who's celebrating through the week.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
And we're going to be talking about the Oronoi Lairo Festival. And it's going to be very interesting because it's something that we've been looking forward to discussing here on the show with some very interesting guests here today. So just stay tuned. The CEO, Lefes Pharmaceutical, and Chairman Orona Ilaro Festival Central Planning Committee. He'll be talking about the annual Orona Ilaro Festival, the biggest culture and tourism festival in southwest Nigeria.
And right after that, we bring you a musical performance from Michael Oluwaseyi, also known as Seyi Beth. He came to our attention with his single Now We Miss You, which was a tribute to Da Green. And now he's back with another one, Giveaway.
Also to join us for a chat is stand-up comedian, singer, and also all-around multi-talented personality KennyBlaq. He's set to release his first ever comedy special on Netflix today, if I'm not mistaken. So he'll be talking us through that one, the process of it all, and comedy in general through his career.
This way, comedy, don't forget the joke we want to talk. Because they hate people.
I do.
It seems spontaneous, but he actually plans out every single thing. He is very intelligent too.
Yeah, he is. He is. I remember meeting him in a reality show I hosted many years ago, and he was such a fantastic host. We hosted the show together. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
All-round great guy. I can't wait to meet him here today. So yeah. I wanted to vent, but Winfrey has a few things I should like to say before I vent. Go ahead,
just
Winfrey.
vent away, because I'll join you in that venting.
All right. My dear, that's how I bought something. Last month, online, Auntie, they told me they were going to deliver it on the 20th of last month. 20th of last month, Auntie, how far now? Where's my hair? Okay. There seems to be a delay. Please, let's move on. Let's move to November 12th. Now, okay. 13th, and see how far custom clearance. Custom has been clearing the goods.
Wow.
Till today.
Can I come to her defense real quick?
I'm happy.
There is a challenge for online guerrilla marketers. This is different from online shopping. Who you're talking to is an online guerrilla marketer who's probably has challenges with customs. But if we can, I'd like to emphasize or expatiate more on that when we come back inside of the show, perhaps. But we don't have too much time. Let's do the weather now and some news. I promise you we're going to talk about that before the show ends.
And here we are back to Wake Up Nigeria. Yes, it is time to celebrate you all who are celebrating your birthdays in the month of November.
Definitely. And I'd like to start off by wishing my baby a very happy birthday. His birthday was yesterday.
Oh, yes, baby's baby. How can I forget?
Okay, and of course, Melody Favor Ifeoma. Yesterday was your birthday, November 16th, and you're wishing yourself a happy birthday. Happy
birthday to you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Anyways, we move on to Etim Rain, November 15th. Happy birthday to all our November celebrants. May God keep and bless you. Next up, we have to go to the markets. Stay tuned. And yes, it is time for our first musical performance this morning. And guess who we have? We have Shay Bites. He came to our attention with his new single, Now We Miss You, which was a tribute to Da Green. And now he's back with another one, Give Away. How are you doing, Shay Bites?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here today. Hello, everybody in the house.
You look happy to be here.
Yes.
Now let's talk about Give Away. What's that about?
Well, the song is about me trying to play with words, like everything happening around you, the social media, like Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. Everything that's happening now is on Instagram. So I'm just trying to play with words around Instagram and everything happening around you on your status, with your phone and everything.
All right, fantastic. Let's talk about your relationship with the late Da Green. What did he mean to you?
Okay, Da Green actually live like 3 houses away from my place, my house at Meron. So anybody that knows Meron knows that he lives, that's his real hood, even though he goes everywhere. Like, the late Da Green was like 3 blocks, 3 buildings away from my house, and we were cool. And when he passed away, I felt bad, and a couple of my friends that were DJs were like, "Oh, do something for your friend." And I had to like jump on that beat, which was pump, 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 pump beat. And then we made it big because it was all over the place. Everybody was playing it and few people know it. So it's a close friend, very close friend. That's what I can say.
All right, fantastic. Anyways, take it away with your new single, Giveaway.
Well, hey, this is a record, and I mean record-breaking time to make a meal here on the show, because I can't believe that we're actually done. Chef Stoker is actually done with our Ukwa. Yes. And she promised that I can actually taste it. So please, I just want to taste it to see what it's like, because it's very exciting. I've never tasted it before. Where's my little fork? Here it is. Let's see. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, that's too much. That's too much. We want the guests to be the ones to actually have the heft of it, but just a little bit. So this is what it's supposed to look like, and
It gets thicker as
as it cools down. I don't know if you can see that, but it actually looks consistent with beans. And I said to you that it's beans, isn't it? It is beans. It's not? What's the difference? Because we kind of like cooked it in the same way, the same fashion.
Yeah, but less ingredients.
Less ingredients. We have
Salt, pepper.
salt, pepper, and seasoning. So I'm going to go right ahead, and I'm going to taste it now. So I just want to see. It's my very first time. I can't wait. Very, very different from that thing I tasted from earlier. It was really bad, but that's delicious. That's not bad at all. So stick around. Ooh, nice. Stick around. You guys also get to taste it as well, virtually, of course. But I guess it's going to have the full pot, and tell you exactly, give you the score and all. So this is very easy. You'd say this is breakfast, yeah? Or could it be lunch or anything? Lunch, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. So, hey, we'll give you everything, the guests actually. When we're done, just stay tuned, and we'll be right back. It's the Wake Up Nigeria.
And welcome back. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria.
And of course, the show is gradually grinding to a halt. Very, very gradually. And this last one is very special. So make sure you keep on watching. Increase your volume a little bit.
You
so you hear us clearly. Yeah?
All right.
Okay, so right about now we have stand-up comedian, singer, and all-around multi-talented personality, KennyBlaq.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You have been quite consistent with your music comedy. Yeah, but before we, talk about your project on Netflix, let's talk about how you've been able to sustain that over the years.
Well, I will say it's God's grace. Even me can't explain how I've been consistent. Like, sometimes I watch myself and be like, you wrote this, you said this, how come, what did this happen? I'm from a family of music, so music is always around me. And with the old, when I came into the limelight, people said, "Oh, how long can you hold this down? Are you sure that?" I was like, "Me, KennyBlaq, I get coconut head. I'm not sure that you people know what is about to hit you." And I started working, and each time I have a standing ovation at any event, I go back home to make sure that my next event, they must stand on their table. So it keeps me working, and I have a studio in my parlor, so when the idea just comes, I just drop it. So that's how I've been consistent over the years, you know, always creating, always make sure that once there's a new song and there's a new genre, I try as much as possible to understand them.
So now I'm going to ask you, there's been an evolution in the comedy industry in Nigeria, yes. I'm sure you have experienced it.
Yeah.
To be honest, tell me the truth. Have you ever in any way felt threatened?
Not at
Because
all.
it feels like the Instagram community gave birth to a new set of online comedians, and they're doing so well and they're thriving in that space. So did you ever feel that it was going to, you know, encourage into, you know, what you do as a comedian?
Well, during the COVID, a lot of stand-up comedians felt that maybe because of the whole pandemic and everything, maybe they'll start selling bread or something, because it was crazy. And seeing the online comedians do what they know how to do best, felt like, oh, fine, this is nice. But I was not pressured to do online skit. Sorry, I know my strength, which is stand-up comedy. I was not pressured into it because this person is doing it, I must do it. And one of the reasons I've been consistent is because this is what I do. You understand? It is stand-up music, comedy, it's a stage. It doesn't mean I can't do online, but that doesn't mean I have to leave my brand for online, because the online boys are doing well. And I'm sure that by the time the COVID restrictions are lifted, you see a lot of comedians, stand-up comedians, come back on stage and do what they know how to do best. But kudos to the online comedians. Those guys are doing very, very well. And we're not pressured, we're just proud of them.
Okay, so now you started in 2008, right? And something I know I've heard a lot of people say about you when they actually talk about you is how down-to-earth you are.
Is it my height?
Well, literally, maybe.
No, I'm not referring to your height in this circumstance, okay? A lot of people talk about how KennyBlaq, I mean, you have done so well for yourself in, I wouldn't say such short time, but then compared to other people still in your field, right? You have actually happened to stay consistent, do your thing, and be good at it, no matter what, and all of that. However, you still happen to just stay so down. I mean, when you walked in today, I had to look and then look again. Oh, wow, that's actually KennyBlaq. Just said, what is it? Does that have anything to do with how well you're doing? What is it that you keep in your mind that keeps you in check?
Well,
I mean, we literally just saw something.
Well, a lot of people be like, KennyBlaq, you're big. You're a big boy, you know, shut down London, shut down America. I just finished the UK tour, did like 11 cities.
Can you see what I'm talking about?
So, people expect me to be proud. People see me on bike and be like, what's wrong with this boy? People see me at Amala joint and be like, is that not KennyBlaq? I don't pay for everybody, I pay for my own. I cannot come and be washing plates. So, but I felt like talent will take you far, but humility will take you far. And I don't see a reason to be proud, you know. I don't even believe that I've blown yet. You know, I still want to, you know, I feel like I'm that upcoming guy that wants to, you know, get to the level of them Chip Chappelle, Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, Jamie Foxx, and stuff like that. And even when I get there, I don't think I'll be proud, because I'll be proud of myself, but not let it get to my head. I'm from a family where our parents taught us to be humble no matter where you get to, because no matter where you get to, somebody has been there, and even after you, somebody will still be there. So what's the point of being proud?
Awesome. So now let's talk about your Netflix project. In My Room.
Yes, boss.
That is it. Okay. And I saw the first that you were thinking. What was it? What were you pondering about?
No, first I'd even like to know what inspired it.
Okay, it was COVID. We were at home. We could not do anything apart from waking up, eat, read news, go back to bed, do Instagram Live and stuff like that. So it was an opportunity for me to, you know, pay attention to the things in my house. Like, you know, as creatives and as entertainers, we don't always get to pay attention to the things in our house. Like, I didn't even know my AC was not really working like that. Because I don't used to start. You understand? So it was, I felt like, okay.
So, before you go on, you know, tell us more about it, let's just take a sneak peek at it.
Yeah, now.
Nice, nice, well done. So yeah, go ahead. You're telling us.
So I was about right. I was thinking to myself, what am I going to do during this lockdown? There's no shows. They have turned us to Zoom comedians where I did the Zoom event where after performing for 30 minutes and I said, we are live now.
Oh my God.
I didn't know that I was performing to myself. The network was terrible.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So I just said, okay, there was nothing to do. So I started writing jokes. Started just picking topics, talking about the comedy club I did in Rwanda, talking about my airport experience, talking about, being the last born because I actually spent some time with my parents, during the lockdown. And the things our parents, there was something that our parents used to send us back in the day called Arodon. It's a fool's errand. It doesn't exist, just in the way of punishing us. So I decided to just put all these things together. I'm like, I can actually turn this to a special. So during the lockdown, I watched a lot of specials on Netflix. I was like, I can do this. Let me even try and see if I can do something like that. And I shared it to my band, shared it to my team, and they're like, okay, let's do a test shoot. And we did a test shoot with 50 people with face mask on. That was the first time performing to people with face mask. I couldn't read their expression. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know if they were laughing or not. I felt like another Zoom experience. And we sent it to Netflix and we were telling, okay, we wanted them to come and shoot. And they were like, shoot what? This is amazing.
Oh, wow.
Well, let's strike a deal and let's have it on Netflix. And
great.
Yeah, we are. So it's in my room. If you watch it, you will see that everything happened in my room.
In your room, wow. Now, I think from what I put out from that conversation, the lockdown for you was more of even another door as opposed to the even like shutting you down and restricting things. How well do you think comedians coming from the generation before you, and then how well do you think they're acclimatizing to the new phase of things? We're talking earlier about how now we have online comedians and how they're doing all that. And it seems like everyone wants to get into that space, right? So how well do you think they're moving with the times, and where do you see comedy going in the nearest future?
Yeah, I think our comedy industry is getting better.
Okay.
Back in the day, it used to be just stand-up, just stand-up comedy. But now we have online skit makers, we have music comedians, we have people like Bello Creb who don't really have to talk all the time and just do some stuff. So it's getting better. We're getting to the point where we can actually now compete with the international standard, which is why Netflix is here. A lot of comedians are now shooting their own comedy specials. Back in the day when you can only see, who you see is just the big names, you understand? But now there are platforms giving birth to, AY's open mic, a lot of people doing their stuff. So I think our industry is getting better. And though we have comedians more than jokes. You understand?
Yes,
those that feel like I can do it, I just want to be popular. I think if KennyBlaq is in it, why can't I do it? And you can be funny and not be a comedian. You can be a comedian and not be funny. Yeah. Because comedy is the fastest exam you can write.
Okay, so we have to quickly go now, but I just want to quickly know what it takes to, put together content. Because content creation is very technical. Yeah, so let's quickly run through that.
I think it's a lot of rest of mind, and at the same time your mind must be open. You must be ready to be inspired with the things around you. I can be able to look at the flower and be like, oh, and just create something around it. But you must first of all be relaxed and find where you get your inspiration from and own it. At the same time, do not be comfortable in it.
Okay, so now we're done Netflix. What next?
I'm shooting another special.
Oh.
I'm shooting another.
Still going on Netflix,
Anyway, at this point, I just like to spread my, anyway, I'm shooting the next one in December.
Fantastic.
Great, in December.
So we would see. Thank you so much for being here. But before we send you to the kitchen, we would like to feel a little bit of your comedy before we go.
This is comedy. Don't forget the joke we want to talk. You go hate people. So I see you. And you see me. I'm not joking.
Look at there. And you guys are welcome inside the kitchen where we round off everything. And we have KennyBlaq in here with us, who's going to be tasting our very deliciously prepared Ukwa by Chef Soka. Thank you very much, Chef Soka.
Thank you.
KennyBlaq, are you ready for this? This is specially prepared for you. By the way, I think your comedy is fantastic. It's intelligent.
Thank you very much.
I can't wait to see the special. It's out today.
Yeah, it's out
so I'm looking forward to seeing that. I think you're a very intelligent person.
Thank you very much.
I don't know, if you had focused on music, do you think you would have blown faster?
Not really. I've just been another musician.
Another musician. So yeah, as special as you are. So now I'm going to give you one of these. It's going to be the one with the fish that is still alive. Okay. This is Ukwa. It's from eastern part of Nigeria. So this fish and Ukwa is for you. You can have it for breakfast or lunch. Taste it. Tell us what you think. You're going to love this, I bet you. I have water prepared for you here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. If you want, you can try the fish as well.
My brother, I'm not even going to try the fish. The fish is mine. There's some fish going on here. You are missing behind me.
Oh, it's good. What do you think about the ukwa fresh though before you go on the fish?
Ukwa is life. I love ukwa from. I'm not a king ukwa, but I love ukwa, and this is mad. As in,
Thank you.
Or in the videos, boy, hey Choke, I don't say this man like this.
Well, it's all good. You can get her handle. It's
Smooth by Soca
by
Native.
Soca. So you
single?
can actually have it for one of your comedy specials. Maybe prepare something for all.
I'm even single. Though it just works. Yeah.
It works, and there you have it. Well, hey, thank you very much, everybody. We want to say thank you to everybody who's joined us. Hey, Winfrey and MM, what do you guys think? Everything?
Bye. Have an amazing day, people.
Yes, indeed. Catch you guys for tomorrow's show, Thursday edition. Join us then. We have your view coming up next here on TVC.